does that even mean, Bauer's game corner?
YouTube, I'm back again for another episode of the Bauer Spotlight Series, where I take a look at a different game crafter game each month, really dig into it, check it out, and this month, I'm very excited to be showing off Breakaway Football from Uplink Underground. This is for 2 players, take about 90 minutes to play, and it's for ages 12 plus. It's actually not for 2 players, it's for 1 or 2 players, as I'm about to show you how the solo variant of the game works. And oddly enough, the rule booklet, they put that it's actually 1 to 4 players. But that's, trust me, not the only issue that I have with this rule booklet, unfortunately. And I'll talk more about that a little bit later and throughout the video and in the review next week. So click the subscribe if you want to hear more. But we have everything set up for a game that we're going to play as the Fire. And the Fire are really great on special teams. They get good kickoff returns, and whenever they get punted to, there's the potential that they can get a whole big chunk of yards when they get punted to. We're going to be going up against the Pharaohs, who have, they're going to track their defensive breakaways to earn a free turnover. And the best analogy I can put for this is think of like that inside linebacker who might be really good at the sacks, but they're not the best at, say, stopping the run, or the cornerback who's really good at getting the interception, but when it comes to the coverage or the tackling, it might be a little bit lax. So they have some players like that on their team, but that means you're going to get those turnovers at least once every single game, which is nice if you get 5 defensive breakaways, which you probably will if you know your football and if you're good at it. But the enemy that you're going to go against, the team that you're going to go against that you're not controlling, that's going to be controlled by this. And this looks incredibly complex. I want to start off by saying that once you read the rules, and the rules are decent at teaching you how to get the game going, it's just I need way more meat, in particular on how the artificial intelligence is supposed to work. But once you know what you're doing, this is actually really simple to navigate for the most part, but it might take you a game or two to really get it. You're also going to have this little one right here, where if you're playing as a person, you'll keep track of it. But honestly, if you're playing with the artificial intelligence, I'd recommend having it on this side, not for this information, but for this information right down here. Because you're going to need to know the run heavy, the balance, and the pass heavy, and what kind of play the other team is running. But you'll see that as we progress through the game. So we've got all the artificial intelligence stuff set up here. We've got my cards down here. I've got my offense cards, 15 offense cards right here, and I've got my defense cards right here. So let's just get started. We're going to flip this little flag because you can't do challenges in the game, and depending on what it lands on, it's going to either be you going first or the other team going first. I think this one means that they get to go first. So how does it work? Well, it's really quite simple. When the artificial intelligence is on offense, but first we have to kick the ball off. Duh, what am I doing? We got to kick off. So how do you kick off? You're going to flip over the top card, and you're going to check the results. So right now we have ourselves a football. Holy moly, what is the football? Normally this is very easy to read, but I have not had a football come up because that one's a pretty rare symbol. That means a fumble. So during the kickoff, turnover, ball placed at the 200-yard line, first and goal for the kicking team. Wow. So that is a crazy way to start off this game. Turnover, ball placed at the 20-yard line, first and goal for the kicking team. So they were going to kick this way to me, but now they're actually on the 20-yard line, ready to march into my end zone. So we set the first down marker right here. We are on first down, and it's first and goal. So this game, I want to start off by saying, has a really interesting system when it comes to doing the first downs that I actually like. It's a very clean and clear system, which means it's the 20, the 50, and the 20 are always going to be the first down markers, and obviously the end zones. So there's no having to deal with like 3 yards or 4.5, well, 4 yards. It's all done in increments of 5. It's very clean, and I'm a big fan of that. But now, all of a sudden, wait, no, it's our ball. Yeah, because we kicked off to them. So boom, we are about to score some points. That's what's up, because we kick the ball off to them, and thanks to this card and this symbol in the upper right-hand corner, which is what we were looking at, they have fumbled the ball, and now we have it on the 20-yard line. So boom, let's run some plays, and let's see what we're going to do. So the first thing, let's see, do we want to start off with a little run? So this is actually a special run, as it says on the bottom, before game day card, minimum gain equals 1. So this is like one of our best runs. We always know that it's going to be successful. You know, it really it works well with our team. We practice it a lot. So by playing this, I'm going to be guaranteed most of the time, in theory, to get 1 yard. So I might play this. I think this is a good one. So I'll put it right here, and it's the pro set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this sheet right here. And we take a look and formation. Run heavy, balance, pass heavy. So we played our pro set, which means for the fire, the pro set is their balanced package. So the artificial intelligence is going to roll 2 dice, and whatever number comes up is going to be the play that they run. Now, but there are certain situations that this will change. Say, for instance, if there's 1 line to go before they're going to get a first down or before they're going to get a touchdown, then you're going to roll 1 less die because the numbers that are lower are much better at blocking the run, whereas the numbers are higher are much better at blocking the pass. It's actually really ingeniously done. So when there's +4 lines to go, when they have a long way to go, then you are going to add 1 die. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines to the touchdown. So instead of just rolling the 2 dice because it's balanced, we're actually going to be rolling the 3 dice. So let's roll this up. And we have got ourselves a 10. Let's go back to our little player cheat card. And if we were a coach in the NFL, we'd have this up to our nose, even if it was winter, and it'd be like snot covered. Our snot covered cheat sheet here. We will look at the 10, and we're going to be getting the 3-4 zone card. So we look over here, we see our 3-4. We go for the zone, and so that is the play that the defense is running. And oops, there we go. So we put it over there. And now let's take a look at what happens. So we have done an HB base inside run. They played a zone, which is really good against special passes, but really bad against special runs. Now, since we did not run a special pass or a special run, we can just ignore this area right here. This is how you get breakaways, either for the offense or for the defense, and this is one of the coolest elements of the game because if you can successfully, outthink, outsmart, outmaneuver, and figure out what your opponent's going to do, then you get to either break away on offense or defense, and it can have some really spectacular effects in the game, which really help make it feel like a real game of football. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So now what we're looking at, though, is the 1 versus 1, which would normally mean that this would be a no gain. However, before game day card, minimum gain is 1. So no matter, even though this is a 0, since this is one of our bread and butter plays that we really work on all the time, we're going to get 1 line no matter what. So that's great. But at the end of every looking at these cards, you're always going to flip over a game day card. And these change everything. So wow, offensive pass, blown coverage. If we would have been throwing, this would have been a touchdown. Since that is not the case, that is not the case. So this card doesn't do anything, which just means we would gain, right here, we gain 5 yards. This card goes back into the 3-4 pile over here, and this card actually gets discarded because this is going to be the way that you're going to see how a quarter ends. You have 15 cards to represent the 15 minutes in the quarter, and once you're out of cards, the quarter or the half is over. It's a really cool system, I must say. I'm going to say a lot of bad things along the way about, in particular, how I wish that they would have really beefed up the artificial intelligence rules area, but man, there is so much amazing stuff in this game. I'm actually really torn on how I'm going to review this game, which is, you might see more of that as we play. So now it is 2nd down, and what do I want to run? So now that we are in this area, we can't do any long passes, because part of a long pass is that your wide receiver has enough room on the field to get to where they need to go. So let's say they're supposed to run 15 yards this way, then run post. And it's like, oh, well, there's not going to be enough room to run the 15 yards and then turn to the post if you're out here, which means that play would not be something that you could run in real life most likely as well without some modifications. So I really do like that, but we might get a medium pass. Let's get frisky here. The 24B fly, we're throwing out a pro set, so let's check back over here, and now you see why it's so important to really wish that I had 2 of these, or these were on the board somewhere. So for us, the pro set means that it's balanced. So we take a look at our handy dandy little sheet card. That means we're going to be rolling 2 dice once again. But now we have 1, 2, 3 lines to go, which means they don't get the +1 die modifier. It's just 2 dice. So let's roll the 2 dice and see what happens. It's a 6, which means they're going to be running the 3-4 press. So we grab the 3-4, we find the press, we put it right here, and then we flip over my card, and let's see what happens. So 24B fly running the medium post. It is a medium pass. Medium pass is nowhere listed on here, so we're good. They didn't intercept it. We didn't get a crazy long pass or anything like that, but what we did get is 5 minus the 3, so we just picked up 10 yards, and we're going to be at the 5-yard line, but as always, we have to check the game day deck because it might change everything. Oh, and it's a penalty on the pass. Pass interference on the defense. Oh, yeah. Decline, no effect, except offense gains full play value. which just means we gain everything. Automatic first, plus an automatic first down. So yeah, this is a no-brainer. We will accept that. First down, great, and goal to go. It should have already been there. So now you can see how big those are. Now, this is one of my issues that I have with the artificial intelligence in this, and honestly, it might be why I only play one half to show you how the game works, not the full game, because I'm not actually sure how the artificial intelligence are supposed to use either their timeouts, which have an amazingly cool role in this game, or the challenge flags, which once again have an amazingly cool role in this game. I can tell you as a head-to-head game, this game is really, really fantastic. But when I review a game and when I look at a game, I have to look at the entire game. And so if the artificial intelligence, which if you think about it is 50% of the game, is not up to snuff, that's going to really detract from the game. Because when I say it's 50%, you can either play this 2 players or 1 player. Unless there is some magical 3 and 4 player variant that we don't know about, which would be cool and I would love to check out and maybe shoot a video of that. But got off on a tangent there. Let's grab that. That goes into our discard pile. So it's kind of like we played 2 minutes of the first quarter. Press goes over here into the 3-4. And now first and goal. No medium to long passes. So I have to play either a short pass or a run. Those are defense cards. Probably not going to help me right now. So let's do a special run. Speed option to the outside. Shotgun run. Love it. So we've got shotgun out. Now shotgun for us is normally pass heavy, which means that we're trying to trick them. Because pass heavy, they're going to be rolling 3 dice. However, this game has so much awesome stuff. Since we're 1 line to go, we only have 1 line before we get a touchdown in this case, they are actually only going to roll 2 dice. So despite the fact we try to trick them, the game's smart enough to say, we're not that dumb. So 7, which means they're going to be running the nickel blitz. Here we go, running to the outside. Will I make it around the outside? That's the question. Man, I love football. So we got the blitz. It is, special run, short pass, special pass, play action pass, medium pass, so nothing happens. But 2 versus 2, that means it's a stop. We did not move at all, but the game day. The game day always will change something. Oh, it's a penalty on the run, holding on the offense. Oh, it's just like real life. Too many penalties. So on offense, decline, no effect, except offense loses 2 lines. Now, do not discard offensive play, replay the down. So we would actually get that card back, which makes sense thematically. I love that, by the way. So they're obviously going to take the 2-line penalty, and we can do that. Now, if I wanted to, I believe I could use my challenge flag on that one, because I think you can challenge that one. And that's another thing that I want to talk about here, which is normally I don't take any notes when I review a game, because I like to break the fourth wall a lot. I like to give you the honest, just how it is being a reviewer sometimes. So normally when I'm reviewing games, I just kind of do it off the top of my head. It's either, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. But sometimes when rule booklets are missing so many things, or there's so many, when I feel very strongly about a game, I take notes. And these are the notes that I've taken, which is a lot. This is a huge chunk of notes, which normally I take 0. And that's because I'm going to tell you there's so much awesome going on in this game, but there's so many things that can be frustrating. I don't remember if you can do this, if you could actually challenge it, but I wouldn't want to right now. I still feel like we're in a good position. It's first down. But that's the kind of thing that really should be in a FAQ. Yes, you'll see there's lots of little arrows going to the FAQ. That should be something. There should be an extra page that's just an FAQ. Take that. Let's do that in the second edition. But we replay that down. So off of the tangent again. Hopefully I don't get a tangent every single stinking down. So what do we want to do? Now we can bust the medium pass. I'm a big fan of the pass. I've always been a big fan of the pass. I like to get the passing early and then milk the clock. So let's do a quick slant, a little short pass. This is immediately going to gain us 1, hopefully. And we're running I form, which we can see on our card is a run heavy. So they are going to be only having 1 die. How many lines do we have to go? We have 3 lines to go, so this doesn't matter. So they're going to roll 1 die on us. 2. So 3-4 tight run. This might be good for us. 3-4 tight run. Where is it? There it is. Let's check it out and see what the fireworks are going to be. We have a short pass. Short pass is neither weak or win or lose. So 2 versus 0, which means we're going to get the 2. And what happens next? Defensive pass. SWAT! defender bats the ball down. Oh, so they have batted my ball down. So that's realistic, you know. Maybe we ran the play, and in theory, this play absolutely should have happened. That's how I see the game day deck. I see it as this being the unique players that you're going to imagine in your brain as you're playing the game, because that's how I do it. I see this being a great pass that really should have been us, 5 yards away from getting a touchdown, but somebody made a great play. They got their fingers on it. Good for them. Defense stops me. This card gets discarded. No game. Incomplete. All right. I'm going back to the well, though. I know from their scouting report that they give up a lot of big plays. They give up a lot of big plays. They're going to get some interceptions on us, but they're going to give us ours. So let's go with, we can't do the long pass, but let's find ourselves a medium pass. Ooh, slot deep out. Like it. Run that one. We're running the shotgun, which for us is the pass heavy, so they are going to be utilizing 3 dice. None of the situations come into play, so they're rolling 3 dice on us. Let's see how that goes. Ooh, they put up a 16, which means they're really going to be covering the pass. Dime blitz. So we're looking at our dime blitz. And here we go. This looks bad for us. We have a medium pass. The blitz wins versus the medium pass. So the defense has shut the play down. But you also get to do your own breakaway, which means that we need to mark on their board that they now have 1 defensive breakaway, because once they get that 5th one, it just becomes a turnover. So the next thing that happens is we flip over a card, and they get to choose between either going back 1 line or this. So they actually do get to choose, but they obviously are going to take the -1, so they just got themselves a sack. We went for the deep pass. We didn't have time for our wide receivers to get what we did, and our quarterback, knowing that this team feasts on misthrown passes, decided, hey, I'm going to hold on to the ball, I'm going to take this sack, and we're going to move on because it's still 2nd down. That's why we have a savvy quarterback here on the fire. We know our quarterback's going to put us in these situations where our special teams can win us the game and our running game can win us the game. He's more of a game manager, and he makes smart decisions like that. And now you can see the theme coming across and why I'm so torn on this game. But continuing on, 2nd down, what do we want? And now, you know what? I'm getting frustrated, okay? I'm getting frustrated. We've been failing at the pass. Let's do a long pass. Let's do a slot wheel, long pass. Now this one is high risk, high reward. Now we'll do the bubble pass. Let's do the special pass. We don't want to go to the high risk, high reward just yet. So we're going to the shotgun. AI is going to see that we're going to the shotgun, which is pass heavy. It means they're going to roll 3 dice, and because we're 1, 2, 3, 4 lines away, they're actually going to be rolling 4 dice, and I'm playing into the artificial intelligence hands, aren't I? I feel it right now. 14, which means they're rocking the dime zone, and let's see what the dime zone looks like. Special pass, special run. That's really bad because we did the special pass. Oh, so it's incomplete yet again. And now you can start to see some of the genius development put into this game. Yes, I want to pass it long because that's the easiest way to get a touchdown. But realistically, that's what the defense is going to be prepared for. So well done. But let's see what this happens. And offensive pass, passing timing. No, this one does not matter. Obviously, they would want that. Instead, it is yet again another sack. And while I was defending my quarterback for holding onto the ball smartly, when he does it 2 times in a row, that's when my tempers start to waver a little bit. So now we are sitting on 2nd down and 4th. You remember when we were back here so long ago? I do. Let's get the HB. Let's get the HB stretch. They're going to be expecting a short pass. Let's get a short stretch instead. Yeah, let's do that. So we're in the I form, which means it's our run-heavy formation, so they are going to be rolling 1 die, but it is +4 lines to go, so even though we're trying to trick them potentially, they're still going to roll the 2 dice, if we were trying to trick them. So they're running the nickel-tight run, which sounds good for us. That sounds very good. Hopefully they will all be clumped in the middle, which means we can squeeze to the outside, which we just did, baby. Out coach. Yeah, robot. So we got the HB stretch. We have beaten them. We're already +1, but we also get to go on an offensive tangent, baby. Thread the needle. Nope, this one's for pass. And we got ourselves a -1. A -1? That really stinks. Let me make sure I'm reading that correctly. Yep, I'm pretty sure that if it's a 0 or a fumble, you stop going. No, actually, you know what? I think you keep going. Because I think it's just a 0, or when you when you draw one card, continue to draw extra game days one at a time, adding the offensive corner values to the big play until you pull a 0 or a fumble. So thematically, this is like me running forward and then trying to make something crazy happen, like doing one of those plays where it's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But let's see if it's going to pay off right now. And it does not. We get stopped. So we lose one. That's very disappointing. So we immediately lose that. So thanks for that, running back. He was trying to make something happen for the team, but we keep moving further and further away. I-form. All right. Tight run. Nickel. Now we're on to third down. And let's go for the gusto. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to throw something deep. Let's go with the X-Fly. It's going to have 7. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I might have bumped myself back one extra one. I don't remember. The tail of the tape, if I did, it was an accident, and I will deal with that. Now, let's go with the Skinny Post, because it's going to get us to 8. Now, this one is a special card. As you can see, it's got this red, which means there's only a 50-50 shot. Well, I don't even know if it's 50-50. There's a shot that it might not even happen. Like, you might just be unsuccessful. So we're going to put the Skinny Post here. We're running shotgun, which means they know it's pass heavy, so they're going to be rolling 4 dice once again, because so we got 7, 9, 12. That sounds good. So they're running a press, a dime press. We might be able to beat this. We can probably get over this. This is looking good. This is looking real good. All right. So we got ourselves a Skinny Post. It's a long pass. Lose to the long pass. Yes, that is very good, which means that as long as this card has a green on it and not a red on it, this is going to be an offensive playmaker thing. Now, I do want to double check something like that. I have not had this come up where I have played one of these cards and it's been an offensive breakaway, because part of these cards is that they might not even successfully happen. So let's go to that little area right there. On these special rules, the low percentage passing. When this target appears on a pass play, this pass is low percentage and needs the game day health to be completed, except offensive breakaways. There it is. And that's one of the issues I have with the rules. Like, this little tidbit would be fantastic on an FAQ. And imagine when you're trying to go back through the rules and you're looking for this, and just knowing that it's just this little teeny bit of italic right there. I just wanted the rule booklet to have some better presentation, but luckily I found it in that one, so I'm not left fumbling for it. So this has already succeeded. This is an offensive break. We're already got our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get one more. It is a touchdown, baby. Let's go. Penalty. Holding on the offense. But luckily, since this is the offensive breakaway, we get to ignore the penalty, because that's one of the perks of the offensive playmaker. So we just look at the 1, and just like that, we are in the end zone. So then we flip over another card, and if it's higher than 3 on the bottom, we have completed the extra point. You also could go for 2. You just go back to the 10-yard line, and there's a little bit more song and dance you do, where you take a card out of the discard pile, I do believe is how it works. So there we go. Touchdown, 7-0 after the extra point. So we mark it just like that. And now you're going to see how the artificial intelligence is going to be working. So first thing, this card gets discarded into our pile. This card goes into the dime package. And if we were playing a 2-player game, what would happen is the other person would actually have to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their offensive play cards. And they lose that. That's out of their rotation, because we have eaten 7 minutes of the clock. And as I said, these keep cracking the clock. It's a really genius system. So moving on to offense. So how does it work? First thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure all 15 of these cards are up here most of the time, because they really did some amazing design on this game. If the artificial intelligence is losing by 9 or winning by 9, they change up how they're playing the game, because that's how real football works. If you're up by 17, you're not going to be chucking the ball down the field all the time. It's just that's football. Really cool. So we've got that set up. We see that they are going to be running a shotgun play. And I look at their card and I say, all right, shotgun means that is their balanced package. Now for us, it's our pass heavy package. And that's why it would be really nice if this were somewhere a little bit easier. Because when you're playing the regular version of the game, you have to, you might need this information down here, which means you have to kind of flip it over. And it just could be a little bit cleaner. That's all I'm saying right there. But we know that is their balanced package. They could be running, they could be passing. I'm getting ahead of myself again. We forgot to do the kickoff. Let's do the kickoff. And defensive pass. We're not looking at that. We're looking at this. What in the... No, we're looking at the... Wait, what are we... What? Is this Bizarro World right here? Oh, if it's higher... So we're looking at the kickoff. And we are getting all sorts of crazy stuff going on in this game. This is just an absolutely nuts game. So, kickoff, where is it? I do like the fact that they're in big and blue. Defensive breakaways, penalties, challenges, click management, audibles, turnovers, first turn down, score, kicking game. So, when you get that particular symbol right there... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm a noob. Like I said, there's a lot of rules to keep track of in this. So the ball is placed on the 15-yard line. That was a great kick by us, which makes sense. Special teams is our calling card. And so now this team is going to be working down the field. The only good thing about getting the 15 right there is because they only have one to go until they get to the 20. So it's not that big of a deal. Most likely they won't be stopped. So now they run the shotgun. I know that they're probably going to be running in it. So let's run. These are offensive cards. Let's run some defense here. What do we want? We'll go with the tight run. Shut it down. Shut it down. We play the tight run. They play the triple go. Holy moly. Okay, they just caught us sleeping right here because we are not ready for this long pass at all. But first things first, let's flip the card, see if it's successful. Oh, it's incomplete. Which means this play's just done. Second. Now, this goes into the AI spent area. This card goes back into my defense pile. I never lose any of my defensive cards. And now, for second down, you're going to third, and fourth, you're going to burn a card, and then you're going to put a card down. And that simulates them taking time off the clock. It's kind of an interesting mechanism. I really do like it. So, shotgun over here. I know that is their balanced package. I really think they're probably going to run it this time, so let's shove the run down again. It's 1st and 5. Or 2nd and 5. It makes sense that they would run it. Those are my offense cards again. Wow. Let's go man-to-man. I like it. Man-to-man. It's been a long day. A little bit zany. What do we got? They are running the short pass, and this is one of their bread and butter plays. So before game day card, minimum gain is going to be 1. They're automatically going to gain the 1, which means they'll get the first down. And short pass, I don't have anything really to stop it. I am 2, they have a 5, which means they are going to gain 1, 2, 3. But they also have this. Defense pass, pick one man to beat. Wow! Okay, that's really bad for them. Really good for us. We just got ourselves a pick, baby. Interception. So we get the ball. So it is a fumble. That's what that symbol means. And plus, it's a breakaway return. So a breakaway return means that we're going to be flipping these over and looking at what's up here. So 0. No return, but we did get the ball back. That's really good for us. Goes back to first down. And those cards are gone. Now, to simulate that they spent real time, that means we're going to lose 3 of our offensive cards. And this means we would take 3 cards out of the stack. Now, normally, if you're playing against somebody real, you would really want to pick from them. But to make this easy, I'm just going to get rid of 1 of each of my ones for time constraints. So, now that we've done that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes left in this. We've had a very exciting 10 minutes in this game, especially if you are a Fire fan. So, X-Fly, long pass. Let's do it. Let's go for the throat. Let's see if we can end this game early and send some of these people home in the third quarter, who maybe even at halftime. Let's try it. All right, so we're running our pro set, which tells them that this is our balanced package, which is good. We also only have 2 to go, so there's no modifiers, so they are unsuspecting. Ha ha ha, 9. 3, 4, 2 man under. I think we're going to burn them right now. I think this is going to be a touchdown. I'm feeling it. What did I say? 9, 2 man under. Right there, 2 man under. What do we got? Oh, it wins versus the long pass. That's unfortunate. So this is a defensive breakaway. which means that they are now up to 2 on that track, even though that keeps falling off. They're at 2 on the track, so if they get to 5, it becomes an immediate turnover. Right now, it's just an incompletion, but it's actually for them. So we don't even need to see if it's completed or not because we know that they are going to stop it, which means, let's see what happens. We go back 5 yards. So essentially, I guess the equivalent of this is we don't have to really check because they already got a sack. The play took too long to form, and we got a sack, and wah, 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 wah. That card goes into the discard pile. That card goes back up to the free 4th. We can move this over to 2nd down, and we are running out of time in the 1st quarter, but that's not a big deal because, as you all know, it only matters at halftime and in the 4th. So let's do a power run. Let's just try and get some yards. We're doing our pro set, which is once against our balance. We're going to be rolling 2 dice because they're 1, 2, 3 away, so none of the situations come into play. 7 nickel blitz. They are bringing the blitz, and I bet I'm going to get right around them on the outside. I like it. Pro set, we got, it's the power run, so nothing happens here, nothing happens there. Oh, and it's canceled out. But let's see if my running back can make something happen. Defense pass, nope. No gain, 3rd down, just like that. A little bit of our hope has been just trampled on. But that's good. That's good for the Pharaohs. They're really trying. They're trying their best. All right, what do we got? Running. They're not going to expect the run. I say we go with the speed option. Try raking around the outside. Is there a better run that we have? Actually, you know what? Let's go with the wide receiver reverse. Let's go with a special run. Let's do something dandy to see if we can get our quick-legged receiver around the outside. If he could turn that corner, we could get ourselves a big old gain right here. So let's do that. We're running the I form, which lets them know that, hey, these guys might be running. So we're only going to roll 1 die, but because we're 4 back, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, we're only 3 back. My mistake. We're only going to roll 1. It's a 4. Man-to-man on 3rd down. Ooh, don't bump things too much. So man-to-man on 3rd down. Wait. What was it? What number did I have? I had man-to-man, which was 3-4. 3-4, man-to-man. What do we got? 2-man under press, zone, goal line, man-to-man. All right. This looks like it could be something. Oh, no, the man-to-man, because here's the thing about man-to-man. And this is a little bit of just how much thought that went into this game. With the man-to-man defense, what that means is this guy over here, his job is to stay on this wide receiver. So there, if you think of this like the football field, this is the defense, this is the offense. His job is I'm going to stay with this wide receiver. Wherever he goes, I will go. Like, unless he falls down injured, my job is to make sure that he does not get the ball and get yards. So this guy is actually going to be running this way across the field as this guy gets the ball. And as soon as he gets that ball, this guy, he becomes the key to this entire play. Because if he knows exactly what this guy's going to do, he's either going to run with it or he's going to do some sort of weird pass, which is most of the time unlikely. And he knows that he's going to have an easy tackle potentially here. He might be screaming at people, calling them out, calling out who might have the ball. But he has won this play. So the artificial intelligence just smoked me there. Ouch, which means we have their 3rd defensive breakaway. Let's see what happens here. So it's a big hit, or they could take the -1. Either way, they're going to get -1. And just like that, I'm driven back to the 40-yard line on 4th down. That was exactly what you want out of your defense in real life. When you go to a game and your defense is able to pull that off, you just feel so good. So now we go to the kicking game. And I want to make sure I do the kicking game correctly. So the kicking game, here's how this works. You are going to be looking at the bottom right of the card. And since we are a distance of 40 yards away, we're on the 40-yard line, we have a 20% success rate of, no. Yeah, because really this, well, it sounds like it's a 40-yard field goal. The thing you have to realize, it's actually longer than that. And that's why you might, in case you're not the hugest football junkie, you might be like, wait, the ball's on the 31-yard line. Why is this a 46-yard field goal? But that's because the end zone is at the back of the end zone. It's not at the front of the end zone. So it's actually longer than that. So this is a 20% chance, which means we'll go for it. Why not? We'll go for it. Flip over a card. Let's see what happens. So we have to discard 1 for the play. And we got ourselves a 7. So it comes up short. wah, 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 which means now they are going to get the ball back. And we are going to have pretty much 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. But the artificial intelligence just runs right through that. So you're going to make sure all 15 of these cards are shuffled. You're going to mark the new down marker, which at this point would be at the 50. That was not a good call, by the way. If I were actually playing against somebody, I don't think I would have made that call. But I really wanted to do that particular one just so you could see how the kicking game works and how it is run by these cards as well. Because these not even dual use cards. It's like quadruple, 5 tuple use cards. Because you got this, you got all 4 on the outside. Really do like those cards. That being said, I feel like there might even be more information they could have put on those. But that's a different conversation potentially for the review. So, on to the offense. They're going to be running a slot form. I take a look over here and see that the slot form for them is their run-heavy formation. Makes sense. They need 10 yards. 1st and 10. So I look at my defensive cards and I say, let's, this one's pretty decent against the run. It's got the 2, it's got the blitz. Maybe we'll get that. I think we do it. So we run our 4-3 blitz and HB power O. So we got the power run. This is neither bad nor good against the power run. It's 2 versus 2, and we've successfully stopped them at the line. We did it. Booyah. But we do have to see what happened. So offensive run, he went into beast mode. He carried somebody. He still got the 5 yards. Just cool. Just cool. That card right there just put theme in the game. Very nice. Oh, not my pile. Their pile. So put it right here. Got the 4-3. Once again, 2nd down. Whoa, no! Let's see. He was right. He's right. He's right there, I think. No, he got beast mode. So burn this card. That's a minute. And then we put the shotgun out here. I see for their shotgun, as we mentioned, that is balanced. So I know it's a 50-50 shot. They might run. It might be throw. But I think it's 2nd down. They're like, hey, let's take a shot right now. Let's see if maybe we can get a huge chunk of yards because they think we're going to be running. And I am going to stop the pass. I believe that it is going to be a pass, but I'm not willing to commit, completely to that. So let's go with the zone. Let's go with the zone. We'll go with the right there. So I lay down zone, nickel zone. He does the long pass. Oh, wow. So if he succeeds at this, he's immediately going to gain 4 yards because long pass does nothing to the zone. Let's see what happens. It is successful. And I'm not quite sure. It's not completely done in the rules. I'm not sure if this card, if it's green, also counts as the card that you utilize. I think it does. Offensive run does not matter. So that is a 4 or 8 minus 4. So a 4 line gain. So a 20-yard. And that is going to be 1st down and 20. Now, realistically, this quarter should be over. But I think what they did here is that the artificial intelligence just keeps going until they're either done or until their deck completely runs out. But there's one big issue that I see with that, which I'll explain more in the review. But right now, it's not an issue at all. It's actually an incredibly situational thing that could potentially happen. But let's go ahead, keep going, burn the shotgun, put out the 5 wide. All right, they're spreading us out. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, okay? You're getting us all spread out. You don't think I know you're going to run? You're going to run. You're going to run. And I am committed to the run, baby. I am totally committed to the run. We are going to bring the beef. Where is it? Goal line. We're going to run goal line on this. Let's have some fun. Let's see what happens. Goal line. Okay, it was a QB throwback. It's a special pass. Okay, so sure, they fooled us. But it's a 50-50 shot. 50-50 shot. Let's see if we can do it. Defensive run. No good. It's got the red right there, which means this play does not happen. It is incomplete. So we got incredibly lucky. This is the analogy. This will be the play that the Pharaohs will be focusing on in game film because this was a missed opportunity to get a huge chunk of yards. Realistically, if we're looking at this from an actual, thematically perspective, that's what I see when I play that card and it comes across. So that was, 1st down. So burn a card, get a card. Wait, have I burned too many cards? 2, 4, 6. Nope. Oh, don't look at it. Don't look at it. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Slot form, which we can see is their run-heavy one. Wait, we didn't give them their yards, did we? 1, 2, 3, 4. 45. Oh, yeah, we did. Sorry, getting confused. That's what it is. It needs to be on first down. Right? The last 2 cards? Yes, because they just did... Oh, no, that was the play that didn't happen. Yes. Sorry, my brain is going elsewhere today. So, kid got in trouble at school today. And so it's like, wow. You know, I work with a lot of kids, so when it's your kid, it's like, man, what can I personally be doing better? What do I need to really introspectively look at and see, what is causing this situation to arise? Or is it something that I can't? It's a really deep and emotional question. But that's for a different, that's for Bauer's Family Corner. All right, so we got the run in the slot form, which we know is the run heavy. And I will, let's go zone. Let's just be safe. Let's be safe, all right? We're getting burned. We got really lucky there. Let's not push our luck too much. Go with the zone. Good old-fashioned zone. They go for another long pass. What is this, Madden? Am I playing Madden with a 13-year-old right now? Come on, man. That being said, it's unexpected, so good for them. So, did it succeed? This one did. Offense run, that card does not matter, but they just picked up 4 on us. 1, 2, 3, 4. They just got another huge chunk of yards. Now, luckily for us, they did get the first down. They might have, well, I guess it's not a first. You could argue, because I would much rather have 3rd and 5. You know what? That's dumb. Never mind. I'm a noob. So that card goes right there. This card goes right here. We burn another card. They're just driving this down the field. Because what's going to happen is this is eating up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of the clock. 9 minutes of the clock. They are really chewing up the clock right now, which is, is good. Good for them. So, slot form, refresh my memory. That is the run heavy. I don't know what to do. They got me all flustered. I don't know what to expect. Let's bring the blitz. Bring the blitz. What should you do when you're on tilt? NFL coaches, bring the blitz. Bring the beef. We're going with the blitz. It's good. So they're doing a special run, a wide receiver verse. This does not do anything. But we do cover 2 of it, so that's not... So they're going to succeed right now and get 2, barring something crazy happen. Defensive pass, underthrown. Nope. Pick up 10 yards. That goes right there. This goes right here. They continue to eat the clock. Tick, 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 tick. Run down the clock. Put a card here. We're looking at 5 wide. Dime package. All right. Oh, no, sorry. 5 wide, which is the pass heavy. But they cannot do a long pass. So this is where we really have some information. We know that it's not going to be a long pass. So this is the time. This is the time that the zone is going to work. And this is like, this right now is, oh, nope, not that zone. This is the time the zone is going to work. Yep, feeling it. Feeling it right now. And they're like, why are we still running zone, coach? We're getting eaten up. This is why. Believe. Believe. Medium pass. What? Are you kidding me? Stop it! This is Madden. Oh my gosh. So they have, they've gotten the touchdown, barring something happening right here. Come on, defense. Come on, defense. Come on, defense. Come on, defense. Let me tell you, when you're playing this with another player in your 3rd and 4th quarter and situations are getting tense, these game day cards, they make or break your game, and it's really cool. And it is... no, he pump faked us, which means he just, so this was a beautiful pump fake for him. He throws a touchdown. This is going to be on ESPN tonight. A great pass by him. And we have tied up our game 7-0. Well, they have to complete the extra point first. My bad. And they got a 6, which is higher than a 3. So they have completed. It is now 7-7. But now we have to eat the clock. So 1 card is gone. So that's 1 minute. Now, why am I doing it like that? Because we had 1 card of ours left. So this card goes back into our pile. We now get our 15 cards back. And now we have to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This was a 10-minute drive. So we're going to have 6 minutes left in the game, which means we'll have 6 offensive cards left in our deck. Tell me that's not clean, clear, and smooth. Beautiful. Beautiful. The polish on some elements of this game. Just outstanding. Oh, and they get that back. And we get this back. 5 wide. We'll put that. We're going to shuffle that up in a second anyway. Put that back into our defense pile. And once again, for the sake of smoothness, we're going to remove 9 cards. We'll do 2. We'll just do the top 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Whew. 6 minutes left to go. Let's kick the ball off. Let's see how we do. And it is a 2, which is great because it hasn't really come into play. But we have an elite kickoff returner, which means the ball is going to be placed at the 40-yard line. Okay, this is our opportunity to really take momentum into the second half. And I think that's as far as I'm going to go with this particular game. I think you've got a really good feel of it is. I'm going to get to the second half. I want to see if I can score this touchdown first. But yeah, you're really seeing how this game comes across. At least I hope you are. So what do we have in our repertoire? Do we have any of our guaranteed cards? We do. We have 2 of our guaranteed cards. Let's start it off nice and simple. Little HBAZ ISO right up the gut. You know what? No. Let's save that. Let's go for something deep. Let's get that medium pass going. Let's save the sure thing for when we really need a sure thing. Whereas now we don't need a sure thing. We're good. We're even out of their situation, so they're not going to be adding a die or taking away a die. So we have 10 yards to go, and we are running a pro set, which for us means that this is a balanced. So we take a look at their balance. That means they're going to be rolling 2 dice, and they have a 4. So the 3-4 blitz. This sounds very good. If this play can get to the wide receiver, this is going to be a big gain for us, I have a feeling. And sure enough, oh no, it's not. We didn't get there in time. So they win versus the medium pass, and they have... Man, they are really shutting us down through the air. We should probably consider running more in the second half, which I'm actually going to probably play after this. Just not going to shoot it because I think you got the idea, and I'm also worried about the camera space, which really does stink. So, what do we got going on here? It's immediately that they go, ooh. So this is, I believe this is their 3rd or 4th one. This little token keeps falling off because the paper was folded, which stinks because it comes like that. But I believe this might actually be their 4th. I think it's their 3rd. But once again, if this were their 5th one, this would just immediately be a turnover, and they would get the ball back, which would be a huge play. And that does carry over from half to half. So you don't have to get it, obviously, in the first half. So let's see what we got. Gang tackle. Defense ganged up on the runner. That's for if it's a defensive run. It's not, so instead it's just the 0, which is not the end of the world. It's just an incomplete, but that does take us to second down. I think I bumped that. So this goes back to the 3-4 pile, and we've wasted a minute of our time left. And also one of our downs, because they might still get the ball back. So... we got the sure thing when we need the sure thing. Let's go for a pass. Let's keep it up. You know, one of these passes is going to get through. So I'm rolling with the pro set. Take a look at my card, and I see that the pro set is once again the balance. So they're going to be rolling 2 dice because we're still only 2 spots away. It's an 11, so they're running the nickel man-to-man. That might pose some problems. Man-to-man beats the special pass. This is their... I think this is their 4th takeaway, but it might be their 5th. Man, we should really stop running the ball. So they have stopped the play, but let's see what bad stuff is going to happen. Offensive run. Luckily, we're getting lucky. These are just incompletions. And this is the time in the game, depending on when, how late in the season it is, that the coaches really start to take a look at that backup and saying, man, that backup's looking good right now. We took 2 sacks in a row. We're throwing all over the field. We're throwing into double coverage, it seems like. We need a good play right now. And so, as much as I don't want to run it, because I believe we need to throw it, we could do a short pass. Let's do a short pass, a little quick slant. Yeah, quick slant. This is what we should call. This is our bread and butter. We know we're going to get at least 1. Hopefully we can get the 2. So, I form, which I believe is the run-heavy one. Yes, which means we're going to be rolling 1 die, and only 1 die. They got a 6, the 3-4 press. That could pose some problems. 3-4 press wins versus the short pass. And just like that, we have a huge shift in the game because the Pharaohs have utilized their 1 turnover that they're probably going to earn each game, and that is just a turnover. Track defensive breakaways during a free turnover. So, yep. Now we go back to first down, and we are no longer on offense, and we have 3 minutes left to play in the game. And I hate to do it again. I've been doing it a lot, but this is one of the issues that I have with this game. And actually, I said it was going to be a very situational thing that would happen, but it's not, because you only lose these cards when they're when either they punt it, or they kick off, or they score, or when they go through all of their cards. So right now they have 15 cards, which means most likely they have a very good chance of scoring a touchdown. However, because they have 15 cards there, follow me. However, let's say that the AI was losing by 9, and they only have their 5 wide cards. So let's just go there. I think it's 5 cards if I recall correctly. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, essentially, they only are going to have 5 cards in order to score this touchdown. So let's just run that out. Let's actually finish this. Well, no, we're not going to run that out. But what would happen is, so here would be the first card, and let's pretend it's incomplete. So it goes right there. And then this next card, maybe they gain 10 yards, so it goes here. Oh, actually, we would burn this card. And then this one gains 10 yards, which means that they are now pretty much only going to have 1 play left to end the half, unless they use their timeouts. But like I mentioned, the rules don't actually tell you how to cover the timeouts for the artificial intelligence. Now, that's easily enough done by just saying, this seems like an obvious time that they would use one, but that's something that should obviously be in the rules, because if you are newer to football, you might not be, up savvy on when you're supposed to be taking timeouts. So that is one of the issues I have with the game, and it's rearing its ugly head right now in this instance, because my defense has to stop this so we don't go into halftime down by 7. And that'd be much easier if there was only 5 cards or 15 cards, or I knew some way in order to deal with that. But we have the situation that is presented to us. Let's do it. Shotgun. First down's right here, so they have 5, 10, 15, 20 yards to go to there. Their shotgun is balance, which means could be run, could be pass. Let's go with let's do this one. Let's do a goal line nickel. It's good against the run. Okay against the pass, but I think they're going to run, hopefully. HB, they do a medium pass. Are you kidding me? Stop it. Just stop it with these passes. We don't stop them, so they're going to be gaining 4 yards, barring some sort of playmaker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see if someone on our defense can make the difference right now. We need it big going into the second half. Defense pass, bang, bang, collision, 2 big hits, knock the ball loose. The play equals 0. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are knocked back. This goes right here. Gets burned, and we go down to second down. Now, if you're counting at home, this should be the last play. I think that would happen in the half if we were on offense, unless we took timeouts, because how the timeouts work are, once you utilize a timeout, you're allowed to take a card from your discard pile, and you can use it. So a timeout actually buys you more time to play, which is really cool. So let's see, they got a Y5, which, as we can tell, the Y5 wide is pass heavy. They're going to pass 2nd and 20, 2nd and 4 in this particular instance, really. So let's see. Those are offensive plays. Probably not going to help me that much. Why do I keep doing that? So let's see. Let's go with the dime. We're going to rush in 4. Man-to-man? Yeah, let's go man-to-man. I like that one. Man-to-man in the dime package, so 5 wide. QB dive and inside run. So this is one they've really worked on. This is an inside run, play action pass, power run, medium pass, which means we're going to stop them. But before game day card, minimum game is 1. So this is 1. They, in fact, gained 5 yards. So it looks like they're just trying to weasel it for it. But let's see what happens here. Quarterback sack on a pass. It wasn't a pass, so that just turns into 5-yard gain, which means now we're on to third down. So that goes right here. Burn 1, turn 1. That's for poker. 5 wide. Once again, the 5 wide for them is pass heavy, so we know that more than likely this is going to be a pass. And on 3rd and 4, this makes sense. So I think what we really want to do is play it safe. Let's do man-to-man 4-3. So we're not going to let anything major happen here. We're just trying to stop the bleeding, maybe hold them down to 3. So 5 wide, it's a bubble screen, it's a special pass. That looks really bad. Play action pass, special run, special pass, power run, medium pass. None of these are affected, but they just gained 4, which is exactly what they need. They needed 3. Barring a big play. And we're going to get a big play right now. I can feel it. This is a big play. This is a big play coming, and it is heard the footstep, defensive pass, receiver short arms the pass, which means it is no good, incomplete. That's going to take them to fourth down, and we are going to get this defensive stop most likely, which is going to send this game to the half. But let's see if they can hit the field goal, even if they want to hit the field goal, because now let's take a look. Because one thing that I haven't been doing that I've totally neglected to do, and I totally forgot to mention it, because most of the time it's going to happen that it's not going to impact it, is there's fourth down decisions. I can't believe I've forgotten it. This is absolutely massive. I do apologize for this. I don't think we've had too many decisions where this would probably be altered, but right now we are between the midfield 50-yard line and the opponent's 20-yard line. And I do want to also mention, part of the reason why I forgot to use this is because the description on how to use this is not insanely useful. Like, this is 2 pages of how to run the AI, and it feels like there should be a third page. It really does. Just like, one page is just a whole bunch of information, and one page is just like an FAQ and examples, or not examples, but illustrations. So I apologize for that. So let's say, midfield, the 50-yard line, that's where we are. And go for it, 5 and 6, punt, 1 and 4. So this is a very odd situation because we obviously would not be doing it. So how do I even stick and read this thing? The opponent's 20-yard line. I imagine we're just going to try and kick the field goal because we're in the situation where, yeah. So normally we'd be looking also at the situation because you're much more likely to go for it if you're losing by 9+ or if you're losing in the fourth quarter. So right now we are tied, which means it's just going to be whatever the die is. But it says right here in this particular situation, we wouldn't actually go for the field goal. So maybe this means that that's your first down marker, but then you would imagine that it would have the end zone as one of them. So like I said, this doesn't make much sense to me because what they're saying, if I'm reading this correctly, so your own 20-yard line, you're obviously never going to kick a field goal, right? That's just not going to happen. You're not going to kick a 90-yard field goal. Even if you're right here, you're probably not going to try a 60+ yard field goal. However, in this area right here, which I assume would be this, you would potentially take a stab at it. So, opponent's 20-yard line. So, I guess we're going to assume that this is what your field goal is. Let's double check this because I want to illustrate exactly in this final, because we're just going to go to the half and we're going to see if it's 10-7 or 7-7 or something insane happens. Maybe it's 14-7. But we're actually going to look in the rules and we're going to do this right here, right now together. And I'm going to show you exactly one of the big issues that I have with this game. And part of the reason, honestly, why I'm not doing a second half, because I've tried to shoot this video like 4 times and it's getting really frustrating. So let's get to it. So let's look at the regular rule booklet first, because I want to show this to you. I want to make sure that you are understanding this completely. So turnovers, clock management, first down, scoring, extra point, 2-point conversion, field goal. Announce the field goal attempt and discard 1 offensive play card from your hand. Now, obviously, we are not this team, so we cannot announce the field goal, and I showed you how the field goals work earlier, but this has nothing about the AI. In fact, most of the rules don't mention the AI at all, which I think is why they just decided to do this instead of just interweaving this into here or putting in the back, which I think is a poor decision personally. But it doesn't say anything about the AI here, which means that is not helpful. So let's go to this little handy-dandy 2-page thing, and we'll start on page 1, and I will show you. So solo play, overview, solo board, game setup, okay, not on the first page. Order of play, this is what you're doing when your opponent's on defense, which we already know what to do. We don't need to worry about that. So that's the first half. Play calling, artificial intelligence on offense. So I'm hoping I'm wrong, and it's going to be right here. Your team's offense deck keeps time of the game. When you run plays on offense, discard them in usual. When your AI opponent runs play on offense, they are stacked up in the spent play slot so that when the AI drive ends, you can count the number of spent cards and discard that amount from your offensive deck, which makes the game clock correct, which is genius, and we've already talked about it. Note, your discards may be selected by you, yes. You take the opening possession 6 and kick a field goal. Your AI opponent has his entire draw deck to choose from. The AI goes 3 and out, forced to punt. It doesn't go into this sheet specifically at all right now, which is bad. Oh, unless it's covered somewhere else, but let's check on the back page. Oh, this is still page 2. So let's chat on to page 3. Nope, this is, oh yeah, we're on page 3. Sorry. Yeah. Let's say your next possession is 3 and out, forcing a punt. You have used 4 plays, leaving you with only 1 play remaining in the quarter. Again, your opponent has all offense plays to choose from on its draw jack. Your AI opponent goes 7 plays and scores a touchdown. So despite the fact you only have 1 card remaining, they get to do that, which maybe thematically works somehow, and I'm just not seeing it, but it brings me down a little bit. For your next drive, you must discard your last card to end the quarter. That's 6 more cards, blah, 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 blah. None of this is important. Special teams and 4th downs decisions. So this is where it should be. Hopefully it will be in here, and I will be proven wrong, and you'll say, this guy's just an idiot. Hopefully. The defense AI solo logic cheat for your opponent includes assistance on when the AI wishes to go for it. On 4th down or punt/kick a field goal, a single die roll with modifiers will help you objectively make the decision for your opponent. Each team's chart is tuned to its level of risk-taking. For edge cases you may encounter, like low percentage field goals from the 40 or 45 yard lines versus punting it deep, you can choose to give the AI the better result. So I suppose in this instance it would obviously be okay, so that is the big thing, that whatever works out best for the AI would happen. So that is in there, but it's still not as clear as I'd like it to be, but I'm just nitpicking at this point. For example, with the ball at 40, you choose to punt or kick the low percentage field goal is not obvious. You pull the game day card, which reveals a 7. So, in this particular instance, as far as I can tell, there is no downside to kicking it, unless, of course, we return it for a field goal. So let's see if they can nail it. It's an 8. Is an 8 going to be good? Let's check it out. I think that actually is good. No, I think you need a 9 or higher. I think you need a 9 or higher. Let's go check it out. 8 from the 40-yard line. It's good. Woo! Good for them, which means it is now a score of 10-0. I would take all of the cards out of my deck, and we'd go into halftime. Where's a 0? I cannot find a 0. Oh, there's a 0 on the board. That's clever. And I'm a noob. So 10. Now, I do want to say, that is there, and that's great, but there are some things that absolutely are not there, which I specifically have written down. There is no information on how to use the challenge flags for the artificial intelligence. There is 0 information on timeouts for artificial intelligence. Also, does the red/green text that you check the card also count as a drawn card, or do you draw an additional card? Information like that, very specific things need to be addressed, because this is a very specific game. This is a simulation game, and with simulation games, you're going to have lots of very side situational rules, like, for instance, when you want to run a knee, or sudden death. Well, sudden death one's pretty self-explanatory. Coffin quarter punting, when you're going to try and get it just right to the very edge over here. Icing the kicker. All that stuff is covered in this game, and it's covered relatively well, which means every single aspect of this game needs to be covered well. So, you know, this is not the review, even though it kind of feels like the review. But there you go. That is a general surmise of how to play Breakaway football. Now, I do want to address one other issue that I have with this game. And let's go back to it, because it really is driving me nuts now that I just saw it, which is the whole 4th down chart, the whole 4th down cheat sheet. Because I want you to take another look at this. So, there is always a chance that you are going to go for it, regardless of what's happening. So let's just say that you're tied. It's the beginning of the game. You go 3 and out. So let's say you're on the 25 right here, and you maybe get that many yards. You go 3 and out, and you roll the die for the artificial intelligence. This is the first quarter, and you happen to roll the die, and you roll a 6. Well, if you roll a 6, then that means that they're going to try and go for it. So even if it was like this, even if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I feel like that needs a special common sense rule. Or just, I mean, there's already so much information on here. Is it really going to hurt to put more information and say, oh, if it's the first or second quarter, you're probably never going to go for it if you're inside of your 50-yard line and you have more than 2 to go. The artificial intelligence, at least, would not, because this is not what you would do. This is trying to simulate realistically what the Pharaohs would do. So that is another thing that takes me out of the game. But that is Breakaway football. If you're still here, you can see that I have very strong opinions about this game, both negative and positive, but I want to reiterate, and I think I've said it a little bit earlier, the reason why I have such negative opinions about certain aspects of this game is because I see just how absolutely fantastic this game can be. But it has that big issue that a lot of games with a lot of rules and a lot of edge situation has, which is that a lot of the time you just kind of feel like, yeah, I think we're doing this right. You're not sure. Like when I play Ticket to Ride, after about like the fourth or fifth term, I'm like, all right, we're doing this right. Pandemic, same thing. There's a lot of games. Twilight Imperium, a very complicated game. I still feel like I'm doing exactly everything correctly. Scythe, another example, because the rules are well done. And when the rules are not well done, that can lead to frustration. And I have that frustration with Breakaway Football, despite the fact, man, it is a really stinking cool game. But there you go. That is Breakaway Football. If you are willing to try this one out, which I absolutely would recommend you check it out. Like if you like football, if you like solo games, if you like simulation games, this is a game you absolutely need to try. Because while I'm making a big deal about a lot of these issues with rules, that's because I'm a reviewer and I need to do that. But I want you to be able to cut through that and realize that, oh my gosh, like, you saw it if you watched this. You saw the legitimate excitement that I had from this as a football fan. I'm a season ticket holder for the Denver Broncos, and I absolutely adore football. And this is the best football simulation board game I've ever played in my life. Probably should have saved that one for the review, but Breakaway Football, regardless of what I said, I'm like a husband or wife complaining about their significant other that really still loves them and still realizes they're a fantastic person, but I'm just kind of nitpicking on a lot of things right now. But I feel like you'd rather know that than not know that, right? Let me know in the comments below what you think, though. This was a very odd gameplay video. That is Breakaway Football, but honestly, if you subscribe to my channel, then you should know oddness is no new thing here. If you enjoy what I'm doing, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Consider supporting the Patreon down below or clicking that little Amazon associate links, which just takes you to regular old Amazon. You buy something on there, it throws a couple of pennies my way. And in the comments below, let me know what you thought about this video. And in particular, do you know another football simulation game that does it even close to as good as this one? Because if you do, I would love to check that out, being a huge football fan myself. Let me know about those in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.